Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make my protein pancakes, and for about 2 pancakes, which that's my serving size that I do, and that's plenty. That's about 220 calories, and then that is actually including the sugar-free maple syrup too. And I really just try to use 2 tablespoons of this, and that gives you 35 calories, 15 carbohydrates. So that's why I try not to go over, because even though it seems like it's not a lot of calories, it definitely adds up in the carbs. And with the protein pancakes, the ingredients are, you're going to do 1 cup of cottage cheese, and I like Dean's low fat. I think it has the best flavor. And then 1 cup of egg whites. You could also do egg beaters if you wanted, or regular eggs, but then you're just adding in more fat, which I try to stay away from too much fat if I can, because really it should be about 20 to 30% of your calories for the day. And I find that if I'm going to make protein pancakes, I'm going to get my fat from either the extra virgin olive oil that I'm going to use in the pan, or even from this olive oil right here. This actually doesn't have any fat, but so if you're just going to use this, they're not going to be as crispy on the outside, and they're definitely a lot better with the extra virgin olive oil. So what I do is sometimes I switch it up. So one day, let's say I'm going to eat some almonds, because I really like almonds. If I'm going to eat a lot of almonds, like an ounce or 2 is my snack during the day, which is a great source of fat. I'm probably going to go with the olive oil, the spray, because it doesn't have any fat in it. But if I'd rather the pancakes to taste better and like have the crispiness to them, I'm going to use about a tablespoon or 2 of this, and then I'll not have that serving of almonds for the day. So because you're always getting fat in other areas, so I try to kind of space it out that way. And then what you're going to do is have 1/2 cup of Quaker Oats, and I'm going to show you how to do everything. But a cool little fact I just learned, anything carbohydrate-wise that you put into your body, if you put some cinnamon in it, it's going to actually slow down the digestion, and so it doesn't spike your blood sugars as quick. So that's going to help in just kind of making things go a lot slower in your metabolism, so your blood sugar doesn't spike because of the carbs you're getting, which then would release the insulin, which is the fat hormone. So that's just kind of a little tip. So I always sprinkle some cinnamon on my pancakes. So to get started, I always measure out my cottage cheese first. And here's our little cup. And I've got my trash can right here. So I just scoop that in until I get just about a cup. And you're going to actually get 4 pancakes out of this, so you can either do that for you and your partner, or what you can do is, save it for the next day, just warm it up in the microwave, or just stick it back on the pan. And if you're going to do that, I would just, since it's already been cooked in olive oil or this, I would just do the pan spray, because it's already cooked anyways, you're just warming it up. And then 1 cup of egg whites. So then what you're going to do is take your food processor, which this is a little handheld processor, and this is what I really like to do for this. But all you're going to do is just mix this until it's fluffy, and I like to go for a long time, because then it's going to fluff the pancakes even more by fluffing the egg whites. And it's important to note too to add your Quaker Oats after you do this, because I guess it's really up to you. I've done it where I've mixed it in with this, and it just kind of takes away that texture of the oatmeal, which I really enjoy. So here we have the mixture, and you can kind of see here how bubbly I got it. And now what I'm going to do is just do roughly about 1/2 cup of Quaker Oats. And then I'm going to take a spoon and just fold them in. And that way I get the texture in there still. And while you're doing this, if you want to make sure that the pan's heating up with the oil in it, you want the pan to be hot before you actually put the pancake mix down. Okay, so the pan is heated up, and I have about 1 tablespoon of olive oil in here, and I'm probably gonna, what I do is 2 at a time, so this mix makes 2 batches, so a total of 4 pancakes. And then what I'll probably do is the next round, I'll use another tablespoon, so that's 2 tablespoons total, so I'm really only getting 1 tablespoon per serving. And I use a big little ladle like this, and so I'll just get about this much and go ahead and put that down. And then I kind of smash the pancake down just a bit, because it's not really runny because of the oats. And then I'll do 1 more. And I just find it's easier to work with. I mean, if you've ever made pancakes, just having some space to flip and all that. A little tip that I just learned from my boyfriend Mark, with egg whites, you want to store them in the coldest spot in your fridge, which usually is actually in the back of your fridge. I was using using storage on the side of my fridge to store them, so I just found that out. So it's a pretty cool little tip there. So here's where I'm going to put the cinnamon on the pancakes. I'm not a huge cinnamon fan, but I usually just sprinkle a little just for the fact of the tip I gave you guys earlier. And also cinnamon's really, really good for you. And so what I'll do is I'll just wait until I start to see some bubbles. And sometimes I'll even shift the olive oil around just so it gets to the edges. Okay, so I just flipped these, and the one on the right is perfect. You know, sometimes if you have this is the big burner, but because of the size of the pan, it's just so big. For some reason, I guess it was over on that side of the pancake more on top of the burner, that pancake was. But this one over here, if you have this, I get this a lot because I still haven't perfected the flipping yet. I just kind of push it in, and sometimes the berries will flip out and I'll just push them into the side. It seems to work. So then I'm gonna move the oil just so it kind of gets around all the edges. But that crispiness right there is perfect. And the great thing about these pancakes for me, I'm a big texture fan, is, you know, you're still gonna get the Quaker Oats taste, or the texture, I mean. And it's also gonna be a little, it's not gonna be all the way done in the center or dry. Of course it's gonna be cooked, you know, depending on how long you leave it on. But I like mine a little softer, so I always kind of taste that, you know, there's still, it's not completely dry inside, which is what I like. And I usually have the setting to medium, and then I'll go ahead and turn it on low sometimes if I have some extra time just to let them cook more. So it's all really preference and what you know, how you like your pancakes done. But I like mine crispy on the outside and a little fluffy on the inside. And here's the finished product. And of course, you know, a couple tablespoons of maple syrup, sugar-free. So, looks good. I hope everyone enjoys this. Like I said, it's about 220 calories for both of these, which that's a perfect, you know, serving size, actually probably a little more, but it really isn't bad in calories, and you need those calories in the morning to get started, since you have the rest of the day ahead of you and your body needs the fuel for energy.